Well, howdy, modelers. How y'all doing? This is Alan. Uh, doing this video, uh, it's kind of a follow-up video of the video I made on my new Atlas Dash 8 locomotive, this Santa Fe that I had in my video. Uh, at the time of doing the video, I was just mentioning how the locomotive was running and it still runs, really good and everything. Uh, and uh, like I say, it performs well, no problem. Uh, but I did have uh, a gentleman that in the comments um, that he told me that he had a Santa Fe like this, but in non sound. It was ready, all he had to do was put the decoder in it to make it sound. The speaker's already in it and everything like that. So, on reading his comments and that, um, I was thinking about getting me, I thought my engine was doing fine. It didn't have no problems. He said um, his engine was rubbing on the rails because the tank was setting down really close to the rails. On mine, mine didn't do that, but the tanks should fit up close to the locomotive though. Uh, so I when I went and purchased a couple more Dash 8s like this uh, Providence and Worcester and this Southern Pacific here, um, I kind of started, looking at you know, uh, and how the tanks set on there, and I wanted to see if I'd have that problem, with mine if they would rub. They didn't necessarily rub, but the tank, especially on the Providence and Worcester, didn't set up against the locomotive like it should have. So I reached out to Atlas, and in their repair department is a gentleman by the name of Mr. Don, and then there's a Mr. Wilson. And I spoke to Mr. Wilson, told him of the problem. He said there was an issue that uh, that they had a batch of engines. Now I don't know how much that batch would be, like a couple hundred engines, 500 engines. You know, he said there was a batch of engines that the tanks did not set properly on the locomotive, and so they had to remeasure and send to China so they could get some new tanks in. And so I'll move my Santa Fe back over here. This is the old tank, or the tank that came on the locomotive when I purchased it, right here. The Atlas that came on here. As you can see, it's painted. If this will focus, you can see the where the tank, uh, the fuel velocity gauge is painted too. That's all done, and so, um, but the tank, like I say, didn't fit tight up against the locomotive. Mine didn't rub on the rails, but it just didn't look and set properly on there, and it kind of looked kind of gaudy. So, like I say, I reached out to Atlas, and they sent me a couple new tanks. This is the replacement tank. This is the brand new tank right here that they sent me. This one and the one that I have on the locomotive right now. Uh, you can see that one part of it's painted in the where the fuel level gauge that's painted, but where the tank cover, and I'm sorry this keeps moving around, That's not painted there. That can be touched up. That can be touched up and painted. I mean, that ain't no problem. A little dot of paint on there ain't gonna. If you're really super careful, you can fix that up. So, but anyway, that's the way they come. Um, if you have to replace, if you get an engine, and like the Santa Fe, uh, or the Southern Pacific, and you need a replacement tank for them, um, Mr. Wilson said these come in black only, so you'll have to paint them. Um, if you got uh, uh, like a paint can, or if you got an airbrush, you can airbrush it. Um, and uh, that's like on this one here, that's Santa Fe Silver. Uh, you just have to, put your painting skills to to paint them up, but they could be left black. And uh, like if you're wanting to weather the locomotive, you could leave it in this state here, and do some weathering in that. I did notice on this tank here that fits the Providence and Worcester, it is slightly different than the Santa Fe. The Santa Fe, you can see additional round, and where the bell's at, you can see additional round valve tanks here, right here and right here, and all the plumbing here. So you would definitely, when if you would need to replace this tank, you would have to specifically give them the model number and that of the locomotive, so they can send you the proper tank. Like I say, on mine, it sticks down just a little bit here in the front. The back is up okay. I'm not having any issues with my Santa Fe. It's not rubbing, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. I may order me, I may order a tank. I'll show you the bottom side of it. I may order one for it, but I'm pretty much going to leave it alone. I mean, it seems to be okay. Like I say, I did replace the tank uh, on my Providence and Worcester, and it fits up to the locomotive. There's just a slight, tiny bit gap right there. You can see a little silver there, but it was a lot worse with the tank that came on it. It stuck down. Actually, it stuck down on one side. It fit up there like it should. The other side, uh, it just didn't fit properly. So, in replacing it, it sits on the locomotive like it should. Up against the locomotive. And like if you have the locomotive straight like this, I mean, just like that, you can't see the gap or anything at all. So, but um, these will, if you need one, they'll send it out to you free. You just ask them, tell them, how many you need. If you have more than one engine, they'll send you out a couple. And like I say, you just give them your address and stuff like that, and they'll send you out a new replacement. Uh, Now, as for painting, I don't think they'll paint it, but it don't hurt to ask. They may paint it for you if if you don't have the painting skills, and you want it painted, they might paint it for you. Unless you have a friend that can paint it. But this one here, you can see a little bit of a gap on this one here. So I'm gonna see if I can get a tank uh, for this one here. But it don't rub either. But I'm still gonna see if I can get one. But I just wanted to let you guys know that they do have the replacement tanks. And so with that, I'll let you go. And thanks for watching. And like I say, that is the fix for the tank that doesn't fit. And so please give me a thumbs up, ring the bell, and leave a comment. We thank you for watching. Bye for now.